you say risen. He. When I say he, yes, you say risen. He. When I say hallelujah, you say hallelujah. Hallelujah. When I say Mary, you say demon. Mary. Mary. That man, she says she knew she fixed. Says she. That man, she says she knew she fixed. Says she. I'm not sure what's going on with the sound, but hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Coming in and let us know where you're joining us from. It's the SAWUUBONAA show. It's the African Women Show. If it's your first time of being here, I am extremely excited and delighted that you made out time to be here. Thank you for your time. Thank you. It's afternoon. Maybe it might be evening for you. It might be night. I'm not sure. And welcome, Lorna. It's great to have you here. We're just trying to make sure that you can see us. So if you come right in, let me know where you're joining us from. Is it on Facebook? Is it on LinkedIn? Let me know where you're joining us from. We had to come in a little bit later, and I really have to apologize. First of all, Facebook, I do not have the right to the music that I just played, so that you don't run after me and Homer while we're going on this show and try to take out bits and pieces of the show. We're people of faith, and we're also African women, so we love music and we love great music. Okay, so welcome. Thank you. Okay, someone says LinkedIn. Wami, welcome, Wami Lorna. Thank you so much. I'm just trying to figure out my screen, so just give us a minute. I thought we could listen to some music before I try to figure this out. Mama, can you see it on your page? I'm not sure if it is coming
Yeah,
up.
I can.
Okay, wonderful. There you go. Thank you so much. Okay, great. So you're definitely in the right place at the right time with the right people. So you might be wondering, maybe it's your first time of being here, the Sawubona show. You're wondering, what's Sawubona? What does it even mean? So Sawubona is a Zulu word that means I see you, I honor you, and I celebrate you. And that's what I'm saying to my sister Homer today. I see you, I honor you, and I celebrate you for the amazing work that you are doing. So welcome everyone. If you're joining from my page, I am happy to have you here. If you're joining from Homer's page, thank you so much. If you're here from Women Who Win Africa, you are welcome. So some of you have never met me before. My name is Dr. Louisa Akaizo, and I am the founder for Women Who Win Africa. Women Who Win Africa is a platform that empowers the African woman to build her leadership capacity in order for her to drive meaningful change. So if you've ever wondered if you could win in Africa, it doesn't matter if you're African or not. You might just be a friend of Africans, and you're just kind of like, can I actually win as a leader in Africa? Then you better be on this platform. This is the place to be. So we have programs, trainings, workshops, mentorship programs. We have learnings. You have certification programs, all kind of things. And the focus really is to equip, empower, and educate the African women. Back in the day, people used to think that African women belonged to the kitchen, but we long left the kitchen. I don't know who is still in the kitchen. Who's still in the kitchen? Please come right out, because we're not there in the kitchen anymore. We're right outside, taking over. We're right outside, making change in Africa, in the world. We are right outside. Our voices are being heard. And welcome, Gregory. It's great to have you in the house. Lorna, thank you so much for joining. It's so good. I'm not sure what is UWTSD, but welcome, Victoria. It's great to have you in the house. Welcome, Lorna. Thank you for making out the time. Welcome, Wumi. Thank you for making out the time to be here. If you're joining me from Facebook, you have to get in the video and say hello. And then, of course, I can bring in your name. So another thing that I need from you, just because we are an African organization, I love to know, what country are you representing? It's great to see who is in the room, what countries are in the room. I talked to you about my organization, which is Women Who Win Africa. And I'm so humbled and delighted to share with you that we have a member from every country in Africa. I'm telling you, we really do. So you're going to see people show up from different parts of Africa, and somebody's right here from the UK. That's my sister. Thank you so much for making out the time to be here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Choma, it's good to have you in the house. Thank you so much for making out the time to be here. So, we have been away, of course, because of the Women's History Month. First of all, that happened in March, and there was so much for us to do. Being on ground in New York for the whole of March, and then, of course, last month as well. Welcome, my sister Muti. It's good to have you here. She was also in New York. It's good to have you in the house. Thank you so much. So we are back. We are back. We're definitely back like we never left off. And what a better way to come back than to bring somebody who is a trailblazer, than to bring someone who is doing amazing work. And Gregory, is good to see you here. It's at the University of Wales, Trinity, St. David. Okay, wonderful. Representing Rwanda. Thank you. London, Perth, and Graz. Oh my goodness, I think I want to meet Greg because Greg has got so many countries. You know, this is just awesome. Greg, I was in Rwanda a couple of months ago. Rwanda is a beautiful place, lovely people, really good food. I love to go to where the food is good. So, Greg, if you're in Rwanda, I hope that you can come over for our events that's going to be happening in Kenya very soon. I look forward to having you. But thank you for making out the time to be here. It's wonderful. So, Nigeria is in the house. I was wondering, I'm like, where are my sisters from Nigeria? Yes, Vicky made it. Woohoo! Thank you. Yeah, like other people were showing up. I'm like, Nigeria has to be in the house. Wherever we have Nigeria, we have light. Not like we don't have light in other countries. Please help me. I hope no one is going to get upset with me, but there's just something about Nigerians. If you've not had a Nigerian friend or sister before, you need to look for one. We are just amazing and blessed people, extremely brilliant, and it's just we come with light. We come with light, and it's just who we are. I said, I'm from the Middle East. Lorna, I love it. Middle East is amazing. I love Dubai. I hope that's not where you're from, but if you're from there, my heart goes out to you, to what's going on. And Zambia is definitely here in the house. Thank you so much, Zambia. Looking forward to seeing you later in the year. Okay, so we're just going to go back to the deal of today. And I've had so many questions, and everyone is just asking, why Homer? Why is Homer here? And I don't know how many of you know the amazing work that she does. How many of you know the amazing work that she does? Please just get in the comment box because I'm just going to blow her trumpet. Listen, if you don't want to hear that, you don't want to be on this show because I'm going to blow this lady's trumpet. She is amazing. She is hardworking. She is my sister. And she's just beautiful in and out. Homer, and I'm going to just kind of share this. She didn't know I'm going to share this today. And of course, yes, my girl is here from Eswatini. Thank you so much, Nikki, for joining us. Nikki is one of our presenters for this show, but she's not here for this one. I'm sure she's going to be with us tomorrow because we have another show with Senator Lorraine, who is from Eswatini. So it would be great to have Nikki interviewing a senator from her country tomorrow. And that's just going to be beautiful. So if you are wondering, like, why do we have to bring Homer on the show? We talk about honoring African women and amplifying our voices because no one is going to do it for us.
Yeah.
When we think about Africa for so many years, we've always had the wrong things about Africa. Then, of course, African women is even worse. Yeah. But then look back at it. What inspired me to starting up this show is because every time that you ask someone, who are the African women that inspire you, the first thing that comes to mind is Wangama Maathai, the Queen Aminas of Zaria. And I'm not saying Cleopatra's. I'm not saying that these people are not amazing. But what about Homer, right? Who is doing amazing work today? How do we encourage those who are on the front line and grinding on a daily basis? Because you know what? When I honor her, I'm giving her the wings to fly. I'm giving her the strength. I'm feeling her, not to give up. When someone honors you, the person gives you more strength. You feel like, you know what? Someone sees me. Someone appreciates me. In an era when we're talking about mental health so much, you need to know that people care about you. People can see you, that you actually, someone is benefiting from what you're doing, that you're actually changing someone's life.
Mm.
It's important that we see that. And that's the purpose of the show, really to go pull out our African sisters from wherever that they are, that, hey, it might seem like no one had seen you before, but we see you. We see what you're
Mm.
doing. We appreciate you. We love you. You know what? Let's just keep going. Let's just keep pushing it. Together, we'll make a difference. We can hold each other's hands. We don't have to be, envious or jealous of one another. No, we're right here making a difference, making an impact, and we can do that together, right? We are all sisters from different mothers, but we're all sisters. I mean, look at Lana, right here from Middle East. We're all sisters. Look at Stephanie. We are all sisters. And so we have to be able to understand what true sisterhood is all about. And that's what we're doing on the show. Really be able to showcase. We've had leaders from different parts of the world. If you've been on this show before, you will see that we've brought leaders from different parts of Africa, from different parts of the world. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter as long as you're doing something. Yes, Lorna says support one another. As long as you're doing something, we can bring you on the show. So let me tell you a bit about this amazing lady before I pass it on to her. Hummer is a lady who really, really inspires me. Because let me tell you, yes, welcome, my sister Stella. It's good to have you. She inspires me with the work that she does. She inspires me with the energy. I mean, seriously, Hummer has a program that's running, and before the program ends, she's advertising for the next one. And I'm thinking, wait, I thought I was powerful. I thought I had so much energy. Hello, I saw someone on Hammer's page, and the person said, Hammer, what kind of food are you eating? I said, I think so. I think you should really ask her what she's eating. Because before one program ends, Hammer is on the next one. It's just beautiful to see. And I
Mm.
love that no part of her struggles. Whether it's her faith, she's up there. Whether it's self care, she's up there. Whether it's volunteer, she's up there. Whether it's impacting others, she's up there. Whether it's showing up, she's up there. And this is why Hamar is here as our first guest in May, really to show you that it is possible.
Mm.
So I've been seeing a lot of posts, and people are trying to give up. No, you can't give up. We only just
Mm.
finished first quarter. This is the
Yeah.
second. But the same place that you're thinking, oh my goodness, it's like I'm losing it. It's like it's not happening. But somebody else is doing it and achieving results.
Mm.
What we do on this show is we kind of take a dive into the life of the guest and figure out what's your story,
Mm.
your drive, what energizes you, what inspires you, what gets you to wake up when the alarm clock comes on and you just want to slap it to shut up. How do you still get up and show up
Mm.
powerfully, looking beautiful, and not giving up?
Mm.
There's so much happening in the world today. There's so many natural disasters, and my heart goes out to countries who are struggling. Kenya is
Yeah.
struggling. This morning I saw that Houston was struggling with the flood. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but the flood is just going crazy. Connecticut was struggling with fire, and even in Canada, Fort Mac was struggling with fire. And there's earthquake here and there, but let me tell you, we can still make a difference. We can still make it happen, and that's why we're bringing someone who is doing it flawlessly. And it just seems like, oh my goodness. I mean, she wakes up today, it's like I woke up this way. This is it. Let's do it. How is she doing it? And welcome, Hummer, to the show. It's great to have you in the show. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Louisa. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much for having me here. I mean, this is a very timely, it's a very timely topic we want to talk about, right? Seeing that first quarter has just ended, and like you said, someone was asking what I put in my stew and stuff like that. So people really need help, right? Like Lorna just said, we pray for healing and hope for those suffering, because we can think that because someone is shining or someone is showing up does it mean that it's all easy? It's not all easy. And I believe that's why we're here to really share the back end that powers the glam and glitter that everybody sees on social media.
Absolutely. I love it. Wonderful. So, Hammer, we're just going to drive right into it and we kind of make it really flawless and more in gist form. So, who is Hammer and what does Hammer do? Over
Hmm.
to you.
Okay. I want to confirm if you can hear me. Can you hear me? I don't know why
Yes,
it's lagging.
I can hear
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So, like Dr. Louisa has rightly introduced me, my name is Homa. And what I basically do is that I'm in the business of helping business owners, professionals really gain visibility for what they have to sell to the world. Because a lot of people have good stuff, a lot of people have um, good quality service products, but then they lack the right visibility. And I'll usually tell people the most patronized brands are not the best, right? They're the most visible. No one cares if you've created something so beautiful and then it's behind or it's under a bushel. So I'm basically sent to help people really gain visibility for what they have to offer to their world. And I'm using LinkedIn as a tool to do that. We've been doing it since for the past 2 years now. We've impacted over 4,000 people in 28 countries of the world who have used LinkedIn to really amplify their work.
I love it. This is so beautiful. And thank you so much, Honorable Patricia from Zimbabwe. It's good to have you here, my sister. Yes, so we're having a conversation, if you're just joining us for the first time, with Hammer and really trying to delve into who is this amazing lady, Hammer, who is just taking LinkedIn and taking the world by a storm, going to different countries, shaking everywhere, getting on platforms. I'm just like, wait, that's my sister, Hammer. And we need to know, how is she doing it? At a time
Mm,
when a lot of people are struggling, at a time, I mean, Hama, I was looking at the numbers because this month is also the Mental Health Awareness Month. And
yeah.
just looking at the fact that I said 1 in 5 women are dealing with mental health issues. And ladies, I want you to know that mental health is not only when you take off your clothes, and that's the problem. Like in Africa, we have to wait and say, oh, somebody don't craze or somebody is mad before. Mental health begins even just from being anxious, even just from being frustrated. Even when you're just frustrated and you just cannot even handle it, that's where it begins from. And women are prone to have different problems just because of our nature, right? We're very subtle and touchy feely that even, I was looking at research and linking mental health to even things like our periods, monthly periods. And I thought, oh my goodness, that's why people go crazy during,
Um,
right? Because sometimes the pain is so much and you don't even know where to begin from. How many people in the house go through painful periods? Listen, this is a woman's show. So if you're a guy, you're going to hear some dirty stuff here. That's okay. So, yes. And sometimes you are in so much pain and Tylenol and Panadol, and you've taken every kind of medications, and it seems like it just doesn't work. It messes up your moods. You feel like kicking people out of the window, and you're just, that is a moment of craziness. I'm serious. And so when these things are not properly managed, it can go overboard. And it's very important for us to know how to take care of our mental health. What drives you crazy? What puts you together? And we're going to learn all of that. Because, yes, Hama is amazing, beautiful, gorgeous lady, but I'm sure that she does have challenges as well. She just doesn't wear it on her face, she just doesn't wear them as clothes. She has a way of taking care of them. And that's something that we're going to learn, in this show today. So, this brings me to my next question for you, Hammer, is Hammer, what drives you to do the work that
hmm.
you do? Because I know that you wake up in the same Africa where people are challenged, people feel like they want to give up. What drives you? What drives you in the
Hmm.
morning? What keeps you going? What keeps you really grounded and focused on your work? Over to you, Hammer.
Dr. Louise, I love that question because If many of us can get this sorted out, a lot of things will not be hustle for us anymore. If we know what is driving us and who is driving us, right? So for me, what is basically driving me is creation and the creator. So that's what I tell myself, creation and the creator. So I am more creation and creator focused than myself focused. That's why, like you said, even before one program finishes, I'm marketing the next one because I am for the creation. Who are the people that need this thing to sell better? Who are the people that need this thing to amplify their voices? It's not just about the business I'm doing. It's not just about posting on LinkedIn. I see business, I see career as an opportunity to fix the problem of creation. That's why I can be so dogged about it, because I know I'm sent on assignment. I know I'm reporting to a boss who is the creator. And if he has told me that he has given me everything I need to get it done. So if I'm speaking to him or I'm reporting to him, I can't tell him, oh, I wasn't able to market this thing to these people you have sent me to because of XYZ, or because I had period pain. Blah blah blah. In fact, there was a time that I was one of my cohorts, I was actually having menstrual pain. And I knew that it was time. I could either choose between being selfish, prioritizing my pain over the pain of the people I was sent to. At
Mm,
that point, I really had to prioritize those people, right? And so I'm speaking to every woman out there. There's one woman I really look up to, and there's something she said. She said, if you're a woman, don't ever give anybody an opportunity to say, I would have called a man to get this job done. So don't
right.
tell them, oh, I was having period pain, I was having mood swing. Yes, those things are there, but they are
Mm,
temporary. The assignment you have been given is the permanent factor. So that is what you should be prioritizing. So this is basically what drives me. The fact that I'm here to fix creation's problems, and the fact that I'm sent on assignment by a creator that I have to report to.
I love it. That I think that is so, so, so powerful. Just
Mm,
knowing that, you are sent here on an assignment. And so just understanding your why, you know,
yeah.
really, and I'm just going to take a peep at Hama's page and just say hello to a lot of people who are just coming in. We have Promise, is great to have you in the house. Demilade, it's great to have you. Elochuku, it's good to have you. Sarah Omodolapo, Ndiga, it says Cameroon is here. Wonderful. Weluche, is good to have you in the house. Thank you so much for making out the time to be here. It's amazing, and we're having a wonderful conversation. So, understanding your why is very critical to moving forward, because your why drives you. It keeps you going, even at the times when it is so difficult. And that's going to take me to my next question for you, Hammer. What is a really challenging time that you've faced in life before? Something that was very difficult, that it seemed like it was going to kick you out,
Mm.
out of the game. What was a time that you felt that it was something that you had to deal with, that you had to overcome? Over to you, Hammer.
Okay. So you won't believe that whenever I get this question, when I go for interviews or podcasts, I kind of shy away from the question because I don't like saying I've not had a lot of challenging moments, because I see challenges in a different light, right? I see challenges as propellers of destiny, right? So look at David, for instance. If there was never a Goliath, there might have never been a King David. So
Mm,
Goliath was sent as a challenge to really announce David. So
mm,
whenever I'm faced with challenges, even if it's the dollar rate, even if it's fuel price, even if it's all these things, funny enough, put us on our feet, because you can't slack anymore. And that's why when people complain about Africa and the problems, I'm like, these problems should propel you to do more and go
mm,
the extra mile. You can either use it as something to depress you or something to really push you to gain more, because now you have to make more money. Now you have to really get stuff done. You have no excuse, or you won't be able to afford the things that you do, right? So that's the first perspective. However, there's sometimes that I face challenges with regards balancing everything that I have to do, especially with my age, because I'm really young. I just left the university not too long ago. And then God is really fast tracking my path and taking me to places that a regular age mate of mine will not be there, right? So there's some times that I feel like, oh, am I really meant to be here? Am I worth all these things? Right. In fact, last year when we are having Light Conference is a conference I organized for believers in the marketplace. And 1 week before the event, we kept canceling the venues kept canceling on us. And it was just a hassle. In fact, I went to God and told God, God, did you really send me? Right. That point where you're so broken and you're like, everybody thinks that you're marketing the thing, but deep down, you know that you have this doubt, right? So that was a very painful period at my end. But what I did was basically take it back to the person who sent you and just lay everything to his feet. I think that people in business and career underestimate the power of the Holy Spirit with regards your business and career operations. When God said he was sent to help you, he wasn't joking, right? He's really your helper. There are times where I struggle with as little as showing up on LinkedIn. I teach people to do that, but people don't know that I also have my struggles. The fact that I'm teaching you doesn't mean that I do it so easily. But then I know that there's someone who sent me and has promised to help me, and I carry him along. So that's basically been my story.
Wow, this is so inspiring. This is so powerful. And if you're just joining us for the first time, thank you so much. It's the SAWUUBONAA Show. Welcome, Mia Shasha. Welcome, Choma. It's great to have you. Welcome, Lily Madondo. It's good to have you. If I crucified your name, please forgive me. I'll get it right. It's just beautiful to see African women and the amazing work that they're doing. I love all my sisters from everywhere that they're joining us from. Thank you so much. It's great to have you here, Nompumelelo, Chile. Oh my God. But I'm going to get it right. I promise you guys, I'm going to get it right. Welcome, Gospel Edugain. It's good to have you. And she says, it's incredible to reflect on the past when communication was limited to letters and public phones with only a few avenues to reach people. I'm truly grateful for the advancements in technology that have transformed how we connect and share information. Thank you so much, my sister. You see, I love to have people who are so smart and intelligent in the room. They have a way of just kind of putting things together. Thank you, Gospel. It's good to have you in the room. So we'll go back to the show. Hama, I love to see the growth, and I really give glory to God, really, for what is happening with you, because people who do not know who you are, might just think that it's just a ride in the park. I
Yeah.
love to see what are some of the things that has helped you. What are some of the tips that you can share with us that you stay on to, the things that you do that keeps you going? Because I find that a lot of us are going through different things. People are in different stages in their lives. Some are dealing with children and the problems. Some are dealing with businesses not
Work.
going well or losing their jobs. And right after COVID, I'm telling you, the world has not been the same again. But when I think about Homer and I just see you take off, but and I'm really grateful to God just seeing what is happening with you. But what can you share with us? What are steps that we can use really to stay focused, to stay grinded? What are some of the things that the women can learn from you that's going to be very helpful? Over to you, Homer.
Very important question, Dr. Louisa, because I think that when people face their careers and businesses heads on, they don't remember that they are propellers of growth, right? You can't just grow. There are things that would instigate growth, and you have to consistently do those things, right? Despite the environment you find yourself in. So I would say three things. The first thing that has helped me really stay consistent, because I think there was a time when we were having a conversation and you were telling me how you've seen me consistently show up over the years. There's some
Yes.
people that might just know me now that I have 100,000 followers, but you've seen the consistent steps over time and the growth, so you would better relate to what I'm saying. The first thing that has really been my backing, like and you acknowledge, is really the help and the hand of God. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and the person facilitating that podcast said something, and he said, when you favor the cause of God, God favors you, right? And this is not about us being spooky or anything. It's basically letting you know that as someone in business and career, You are there for a cause, and you must favor God's cause. God created the earth beautifully, and He sent us to keep the earth. Right? Most people forget that this was the assignment that God gave you. So, as somebody in tech, in women's empowerment, in finance, in consulting, you were sent to keep that sector. So
Right.
people should not still be struggling because maybe you don't have the expertise yet, or you don't have visibility. You've not done the right work to build the expertise needed to solve that problem, or to keep that sector, right? So basically, everything I do, I see it as favoring the cause of God, and God has favored me. He has given me influence. He has put me in rooms that I cannot even imagine. He has taken me to places I never desired. And you know, the funny thing, Dr. Louisa, I never prayed for influence. It was never a prayer point. I never prayed to be, you know, how some young people pray to be celebrities or famous. I thought it was for a select few, right? I thought it wasn't even reachable. But favoring the cause of God and really being willing to partner with Him to fix creation, He literally puts me in places that will ensure that I get the job done. So that's one thing African women should really take note of: partner with God to fix creation. The second thing is excellence and depth. Now, I believe that African women have heard a lot of things that kind of have shaped how they see themselves. So people have let you know that you're incompetent, you're this, you're that, and unknowingly, you already think that you are incompetent. And so over time, you tend to produce incompetence, right?
Yeah.
And it affects you. If you continue like that, there are places you can't get to, right? And permit me to say, but some of the things that we call bias, sometimes we can't get that job done. If we are being honest, there are
Yes.
some people that if they give you certain projects, you can't get it done.
Mhm.
So, as an African woman, I want all of us to really prioritize depth. No matter how crowded a sector is, if you have depth, you would always stand out. Now, people say everyone is talking on social media, everybody's creating content. If you want to stand out, you will still stand out, because not a lot of people want to go the extra mile. Not a lot of people want to do the grueling things. I remember when I gave free headshots to everybody that joined my program. All those kind of things, they're not the most comfortable, but this is me amplifying my depth. And by doing that, I'm able to stand out over time. The third thing I'll tell them to do is really be in the right communities. See, Africa, and most importantly, Nigeria, the environment and the news we hear all the time, if you allow that to be the only thing that enters into your mind, Dr. Louisa, there's some things we cannot do,
That's true.
because to take giant strides, you need giant energy.
That's
And
true.
if you are always hearing diminishing things that kills your energy, there's some kind of things that you can't do. And other people now tend to look like superstars to you,
Mm.
because these ones are now in right communities. So I would advise you, join communities. Remember when I told you that I joined Gaia Club and some other
Yep.
places? I really just I infuse myself into people that are doing greater things. People that have even gone 30 years ahead of me, 20 years ahead of me. That's why you see that it looks like I don't have a stop button, because the people in my community, they have so much energy, and it's like I've not even started, right? But to some other people that are not in that kind of communities, it looks like I am all over there. But to myself, I know the people in my community, and they make me want to do the next big thing, because they are already doing big things. So who are you following on social media? Are they people that make you look like you are doing too much, or people that make you look like you have not even started at all? So I believe if African women, if we get these three things rightly, there are a lot of things that will not be hassled to us anymore.
I love it. This is just beautiful to hear. Of course, being in the right space,
Yeah,
because your environment is so important to you. Your environment pours back into you. So
yeah,
garbage in, garbage out. You know, one of my favorite books, which is the "As a Man Thinketh," and
okay,
there's this great quote that he has in there, and he talked about how the mind is like a garden that
yeah,
grows different kind of weeds, right? And then he says that sometimes if you allow the wild weeds to come in there, and so it's just gonna be, you can imagine what's gonna happen. And when I every time I read that quote, it makes me wonder when I come in contact with people, I'm wondering what's this person's mind looking like? It looks like it's gonna be a wild garden because there's so many things to say. flying in there, but that's humor, right? But what I'm trying to say, guys, is that you have to be very intentional about what you're allowed to go in there. You have to be
Mm,
very intentional. And the way that you can be intentional is in where you find yourself, the spaces that you find yourself, the groups that you join,
yeah.
the people that you follow, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking for drama, don't follow drama, right? I mean, don't be found in terrible places. Like, it really bothers me sometimes something comes up in the news or on social media, and you find African women going there together and start cursing out, oh, look at you, you're crazy. And I'm like, what are you doing here? And the minute I see you do that, I take you out of my page immediately, because I
Yeah.
have to surround myself with the right people. And that's why it's so great to be on LinkedIn, because it's very difficult for you to be on LinkedIn and be a loser or a joker, right? Because LinkedIn is not every other place where people are concerned about the looks, but they're more
Mm,
concerned about what you bring to the table. And it's
yeah.
going to be my next question for you, Hummer, because I want to encourage a lot of African women, really, to get on LinkedIn. So many people
Mm,
are struggling. People are complaining about not having opportunities. People are complaining about not having clients. They are not selling. Nobody sees me. I'm not able
mm,
to position myself. Listen, if you're already in a flea market, nobody's gonna. It's gonna be difficult because you're around people who are noisy, saying the wrong things. But if you are on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is so graceful enough to show that you can't just be on anybody's page. The person, really has to be able to connect with you, and sometimes you have to even pay to be on certain people's spaces, right? So you are able to connect with the right people, and if you do the right thing, if you position yourself right, I bet you that you're going to be able to record the kind of success that's happening in the life of Hammer. It's not difficult. It's just that you have to be able to be consistent, be focused, like be laser focused. What am I doing? Why am I here? We have a comment here from Jason Lee. It said African women are the most sincere and hardworking. Oh my goodness, Jason, we're serious. We should have met you a long time ago. Thank you so much. May God bless you. I have been to Port Harcourt, Enugu State, Abuja. I love your country and your people. We love you too. And you need to go to Lagos very soon. Like he was just going around and has never been to Lagos. But next time, please try to go to Lagos. Thank you so much for your comments. And it would be great for us to know where you're joining us from. Thank you so much, Jason. So, we want to encourage more women to love themselves, to love what they do, to understand their why, to understand who they are and whose they are, right? Because a lot of times, I heard someone, I was, being a woman leader and working with a lot of women, sometimes we deal with the most interesting cases. And I had to deal with a family case. It had to do with, an interesting family concept with a polygamous family. Can you guys hear me? I hope you can hear me. I hope I'm not frozen. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please get in the comment box and just say hello. If you can hear me, please just get in the comment box and say hello. So just before I continue saying what I was saying, so we were working with this family, and they were having some issues with this family. But just before I go ahead, can someone get in the comment box to say hi? I can hear you. Let me know that you can hear me. We can hear you. Perfect. And so we had a situation where we had the thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. We had the father is screaming at the son, and the son is screaming at the mother, and the mother is screaming. And I'm like, what is going on here? Is this a marketplace? Nobody does that. That's not how we were brought up. African women were well cultured, were beautiful inside and out. Like, how did the world even try to change us? That a woman is screaming at the top of her voice and telling the husband that shut up. I'm like, no, that can't be an African woman. Excuse me. We don't behave like that. It's not because we're silly, but we're very much cultured. And so we don't believe in that. We have values, we respect people. How many of us respect people here? I believe that you're here in the room. And so We want to be able to portray more about the African women, to get people to see who we are. And Dr. Bernice, is great to have you in the house. Thank you so much. Get people to see who we are. What does the African woman, what is this beautiful being who is the African woman? And it's important that the world gets to see more about us and learn that there's so much more that we bring to the table than being known as being in the kitchen. No, we're not in the kitchen anymore. We're not at the back anymore. And I want women to stop carrying on the concept of, oh my goodness, women are second class citizens. I'm not. I don't know about you, but I'm not. And if you're a second class citizen, if that's how you thought before, well, receive deliverance, because you cannot be. The Africa that we're trying to build requires women, requires the African women. There is a role that the African woman plays in the development of Africa. And so we encourage every woman through our platforms, through the shows, through the trainings, through the learnings, to be able to step up and dominate in your space, wherever that you find yourself. Dominate with whatever that you do. And look at Homer. Homer has chosen LinkedIn as her playground to dominate. I don't care if the only skill that you have is cooking jollof rice, but my question for you is, are you the best woman who cooks jollof rice? Like if Jay-Z and Beyonce or the president wanted to eat jollof rice, will they be looking for you? That's my question for you. So, what is it going to take you to be the best at what you do? Get away from the excuses. Wherever that you are, let your light so shine wherever that you find yourself, right? Whatever that you're doing, you heard Hammer sharing with us that you should stay focused. Try to build yourself. Try to equip yourself. What kind of skills do you need to be the best version of yourself? So even as an African woman, oh yes, Dr. Louisa, all I know how to do is to make clothes, but are you the best at what you do? Do you surround yourself in the right environment? Do you focus on constructive networking? When I talk about constructive networking, I don't mean getting into someone's inbox and just saying, hi, you look beautiful. That's not networking. But really being able to introduce yourself, really being able to share the value that you bring to the table, really being able to find ways that you can work with each other, right? Embracing your true self, being authentic. You are African, there's nothing wrong with you. We are beautiful just the way that we are. Your skin is beautiful. You don't need to change it. Your accent is beautiful. Whatever that you have is beautiful, right? Your features are beautiful. And the next thing you have to do is show up in any space that you find yourself. So if you're just joining us for the first time, the conversation has been with Homer, and Homer is a LinkedIn expert and influencer, and she has been sharing and taking us on a dive into her story. How has she been able to do this? Yes, Glory says, how did I miss Homer? Of course, Homer is back, and you can go back to this. You did not miss Homer. Homer is back here, and Homer loves to speak to you. Welcome, Glory. You can go back and watch this again from the beginning. Welcome, Homer. And so, Homer, just before we go to the end, because I know that Homer is on her way and she's going to be running very soon, because I know her schedule. Trust me, I do. So, Homer, let's just kind of talk about a few things that you've done recently. I know not too
Okay.
long ago, you were in Italy, doing amazing stuff, and you had to be with the UN Women, which I thought that was so beautiful during the Women's
Yeah.
History Month, being
Yeah.
contacted by the UN Women UK. How has that been for you? What did they see in you? Because I want
Mm,
the young people, I want women, especially the young women, to see that it is possible. You don't have to
okay.
have a father who is Dangote, right? You don't have to have a Bill Gates kind of father to make it, right?
Mm,
But you can be impactful, you can be intentional, you can show up, you can position yourself right, and so be able to attract the right energy and the right opportunities to you. So, Hammer, can you share with us what's going on with Hammer and what's the next steps for Hammer? Over to you, Hammer.
mm. Dr. Louisa, that next step question is something that is a funny question, right? But I will just talk about the the first one you asked, which is what's really going on and all those international organizations. You see, one mantra that I always run with is the fact that the deep calls onto the deep, right? So basically, how I interpret this is that these big organizations, the kings in your sector, the queens in your sector, they will come to you when they see the brightness of your rising, when they see your lights, and they're wondering, what is this? We've not seen this kind of thing before. The problem is that most African women or most people don't want to intensify their light. They are
Yes.
waiting for the kings and the nations to squint to find their light. Nobody's going to squint for you. You have to literally shine that light so much. I've had people that will come through my program and say, "Oh, I don't like posting my picture. I don't like posting." And I'm like, "You're not ready." Like when Jesus Christ said, "Let your light so shine so that men may see your good works," he was not telling you to come and be shy. Actually, I would rather not speak. I was talking to my sister before I came live, and I told her, I'm not the kind of person that talks a lot, right? Dr. Louisa, you've seen me physically. I don't look like a talkative. I'm not an
Correct.
extroverted person, but I come on live because I know that I am building a light that people need to see. And the light in this room is not off, right? And it's not even shining because of the light itself. I usually say it, light doesn't shine for the benefit of light.
Mhm.
No, light shines for the benefit of those who will use the light to see clearly. I'm using the light in this room to see you, to see everybody here, right? So you are shining not because of yourself alone, but because of the nations, the institutions that will call for you to solve their problems, to consult for them, right? The summits, the conferences that will call you to speak to them so that people's lives can be changed. So African women, you need to come out of your whole emotional, whatever thing you are doing there to know that I'm tired of all these things, right? It's not getting better by me being emotional. I have to logically put my best foot forward. This is
Yes.
when these organizations will start looking for you. And I know that I have not even started yet. Because, like Dr. Louisa said, you mustn't have a Dangote or a Bill Gates, but we forget that we have a father that is bigger than any other man. Right, I was watching a sermon yesterday, and they were talking about the fatherhood of God and how, as His children, most of us don't understand the how magnificent He is. If you understand how big God is, sometimes I'll read the Bible, and when I hear Him say, "All the silver and gold are mine," when I
Mm,
hear Him say very audacious things, and I'm like, God, if you are my father, then prove to the world that you don't need a Bill Gates or a Dangote if I
mm,
am really your daughter. So He's really using my life to show people that you don't need to have an uncle in government. If you have me as your father and you rightly acknowledge him and do the things he tells you to do. Because Dr.
mm,
Louisa, if we're being honest, there are certain instructions God gives us, even as women, that we flop. We are too shy to take, or we are not bold enough to take those decisions. Whether he's your father or not, if you don't implement the things he has told you to do,
mm,
sorry, you're not going to see the results. When I started my 20 days LinkedIn growth program, it was not a business plan. It was the idea came on my bed. I was literally lying down. I had just finished praying. And I got, and just randomly, Dr. Luisa, imagine I never took that step. Just imagine. And this is, I don't know, instructions are basically vehicles of transportation of destiny. If you miss your instruction, you wonder how much you will struggle just because of one little thing that you'd have just done. So please be sensitive, and when you get those instructions, implement them. Nations will find you, organizations will find you, institutions will find you. You just need to get those boxes checked.
wow, this is so powerful, and we have more people who have joined us. So much people on, of course, on Homer's page. I'm sorry if I haven't called your name. I really have to apologize. Oluchi Mercy, it's great to have you. Clinton says, "Am I the only man?" No, sir, you're not. Um, Abdul Jala, it's good to have you in the house. African women must change their mentality from Clinton. That's why, Clinton, you have to hang out with me a lot more. Welcome. It's good to have you in the house. Ayub Matsil, thank you so much for joining us. And so, no one is going to do it for us, just like we've shared. We have to be extremely intentional about it. You have to, I mean, it takes a lot of audacity for you to do what Hama does. And I love that you shared Hummer because her personality, if you actually meet Hummer, you would think she's an introvert. But when it comes to a place of work, she doesn't play. She gets the work done. There's no ifs and buts. It's nothing like my tummy was hurting. I was having a headache. No, 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 no. That's all, cock and bull. We don't do cock and bull here. The
Yeah.
next level that we're going to is it's a no excuse level. It's a
Yeah.
no nonsense level. It's taking it by force. It's
Mm.
pushing further. It's saying, I am the solution. And that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to put in here. Please just get in the comment box and just type, I am the solution. There is no other solution. You are the
Mm.
one everyone has been waiting for. I don't care what you do. Dr. Louisa, I cook for people. You are the solution, right? I remember one day on LinkedIn, I saw a lady post about selling snails. And I thought,
Yeah.
wow, look at
Yeah.
that. Nobody ever thought about it. And I said to myself, next time that I go to Africa, I know where to get my snails from. Period.
Yeah. She's one of my students.
Wonderful. You are the solution. Don't look for another solution. Don't look for somebody else to do it. This is not the era when we thought, oh, my auntie, my uncle, my sister's brother is in the government and all of that. Cut the BS off. You are the
Mm.
solution. You're the one that Africa has been waiting for. And when you know and you understand and you know and you know and you know and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, that you are the solution. And my sister is here. Coach Etimfon is here. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining. Then you will show up differently. So I'll give you an example. Coach at Team Fun, what does she do? She works with teenage girls. Imagine. Because teenage girls and young girls need help. Need help. I'm telling you, at that point, let me tell you, if it's not properly handled, anything that they experience can change the trajectory of their lives. It's
Yeah.
either you're going uphill or you're going down. And
Mm.
it's so important. And you sitting down and saying, oh, I don't know what to do. Nobody's listening to me. Oh, who can show me? And maybe somebody's connected. That's why I brought Homer. It's not about no connection. If you have a God, what kind of connection do you need?
Yeah.
You're looking for a father. Somebody's like, oh my God, who is our father? Well, listen, my father, I don't even know what his name is because I got married and dropped the name, right? So say I was still hanging that name and the name is gone, probably nobody's going to know me.
Yeah.
You are the one who is going to change the direction and the trajectory of your family. That's why I said you are the solution. So every day that you look at yourself, when you feel like laying down in bed to watch Netflix up and down, to look at gossip sites and comment on what is not your business, think about it. I'm the solution. What can I do right now? What can I do? Somebody was saying to me, oh, I don't know what kind of business I can do. Listen, I'm looking for businesses in Africa to bring here.
Mm.
I'm tired of us thinking that we have to bring things from here to Africa. What about the African food? Did you think about that? Did you think about that? We have so much. What about the African food that I can't even find to buy in the African store? And then you said to me, Dr. Louisa, you know what? I am sure that I can make sure that, abaluma is available for you to eat. Hello, we'll be in business. But you're
Mm.
not thinking about it. You're thinking that you're not good enough. What about look for people's pain point? What are people struggling with? And that's why I'm going to continue to be in your face every time, every week until we get it right.
Mm.
So you are the solution. Homa is speaking in different platforms, and she's just about to go to Botswana. She's on her way to Botswana, which you're going to hear so much about it very soon. But this is a girl who started up from nowhere and now is on the stages of international organizations. She's with the UN, she's with different huge conferences, and she's going to be with us in Kenya very soon.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing? We have to be able to lift each other up. When you know who you are, there's nothing like competition. Competition
Mm.
only arises when you don't know who you are. It's not,
Yeah.
oh my God, this person copied me. Oh my God, that person copied me. I just spoke about Coach Etienne Fon right now. I didn't even know she was coming on the show. She's not my competition. She's my sister. Excuse me. I'm happy and proud of the work that she's doing. That's why I can showcase what she does because I can testify. I'm a testament to see the work. I mean, look at the beautiful girls that this lady is changing their lives in Nigeria and moving into Africa. If you have a young girl, please get in touch with this lady. If you have a young girl, if you have a teenager, if you have a millennial who is confused, get in touch with Coach Etimfon. She's doing amazing work, having those difficult conversations that you cannot even have with your children. There's sometimes there are things that you're not able to share with people, the pain that you're going through. But if you're in the right space, you can connect with the right people, can guide you the right way. So I don't know what you're dealing with right now. I don't know at what space that you've been, but Halma has shown us that it is possible. And the next person could be you. You can be on the show. I just need to, just like Halma said, I just need to see your light shining. And I'm going to stretch my hand and say, you know what, my sister, come on the show.
Yeah.
Halma didn't ask me to be on the show. No, she didn't need me to be on the show. But I said, Hammer, I see what you're doing is inspiring even me and everybody around. Come on and let's give hope to the hopeless. That's because she was letting her light shine. And she
Yeah.
wasn't letting her light shine in her bedroom. It says you're the light of the world. It didn't say you're the light of your bedroom. Some of you people on your street don't even know your name. Hello? What do the people on your street know about you? In a 5 mile radius, do they even know who you are? No. So what are we talking about? So let's go back to the drawing board. It is possible. We can go back again. This is just the second quarter. And if you're ready to work with us, if you're ready to stay grinded, if you're ready to stay focused, I'm telling you, your story is going to be different. You're going to be the next Hammer and even better by the end of the year or even in 3 months.
Yeah.
It is possible. So stay grounded. If you're not connected to us on social media, I don't know what you're doing. I am Dr. Louisa Akaiso everywhere. I see people are saying they want to create a difference and they get on social media and their name is Shiny Girls. No, no, you're not you can't be Shiny Girls and I'm going to patronize you. Put your name in. Your name is Kasim Derinola Folaranmi. There's a reason why God gave you the name. Don't be shiny bells. Don't be sexy sparkle. That's not what we're doing this year.
Oh my goodness, Dr. Louisa.
This year, please show up as who you are because even when God wants to bless you and He shows up and then the angels are there and your sparky bells, like, oh no, I never created sparky bells. Go back to your real name and position yourself rightly, get in the right program, speak your truths. Let people know what you do. Put it out there. Talk about it. Connect with leaders that inspire you. Connect with Hammer. Connect with myself. Go to conferences that are going to build you. So, Hammer, thank you so much for being here. And my last question for you, just before you run away, is what's the secret to the beauty? People always want to know because, one of the things that we're trying to advocate is that African women are beautiful just the way they are. And in every country, we have something. Hammer, every country that I visit, I try to ask, what's the local thing here that makes you beautiful? And I try to use that because there's something. There's something. Every country has got a gift, but we don't like to use it. So what's the secret to the beauty, Hammer? You want to share that with us before you go?
Yeah. Do you mean my beauty?
Yes. What's the secret? What do you do to make you looking flawless and glow? What do you do? What in particular do you do?
Okay, beautiful question. Okay, first thing, Dr. Louisa, I think most people need to understand. Dr. Louisa, someone is asking for your LinkedIn handle.
Yes, I'm just going to share that as you speak.
Okay. I believe that most people need to understand that the source of beauty is really from within, right? And I say that because you won't believe that there are a lot of facially beautiful people that don't show up with charisma and audacity. You see, people might tend to say, oh, this lady is beautiful, but what exactly is attracting them might not be the shape of my nose or my eyes or my whatever, but the charisma and the audacity. So I want to advise everybody here, whether you're a woman or man, how to really shine your light in a beautiful way to the world is by stewarding your within, ensuring that the garden within you can produce good flowers, because that's how the outward appearance will now attract people. What do you feed your mind with, right? What exactly do you listen to? All these things is what will really bring joy to your face, such that people will think that you're always looking happy. You're always looking, sometimes, no, sometimes I'm not happy, right? I just look happy, but I'm not actually happy, because I have intentionally stewarded my inside, right, to always produce joy regardless of my environment, right? So it literally makes me look like I'm radiating light. So that's the advice I will give people. And then for the outward appearance, I need to really talk about this, because Dr. Louisa, you're an image maker and all those things, and you understand the importance of looking a certain way. Now, whenever I'm invited to speak or whenever I go for conferences, I know specifically that the way I look has opened doors for me. And people need to understand these things, because they say, oh, I don't care how I look. Mark Zuckerberg always wears white black shirt, and tech founders don't. But you're not a tech founder. You need to understand your own assignment. Everybody needs to understand their own assignment. You're not them. Your destiny might require you to show up looking the best, and you might miss opportunities not looking that way. Imagine going for a conference to speak, and they're asking you if the main speaker is still coming when you're the speaker, just because you look a certain way, right? So if you want gold to be given to you, you need to look like a gold mine, literally, because nobody is going to throw gold into your hands when you look like I don't want to use some very harsh words on this live, but but you understand what I mean. And it's not about having being a millionaire or being a billionaire. You just have to intentionally steward your resources to look really good. But most importantly, steward your within, because that's where beauty, glory radiates from. And then I have to put this in. Dr. Luisa, you won't believe that every time I pray to the Holy Spirit, I pray for him to beautify me. I think this is one secret that the world does not know. I intentionally pray when I'm going out to speak, when I'm going for conferences. I tell God, if you can beautify the lilies, how about me, that is your friend, that's your daughter, your lover? Beautify me. Make me look so beautiful to the world. Some years ago, I used to have a lot of pimples on my face, and I'll go to the Holy Spirit and tell him, you're my creator. Why should I be struggling with all these things when you said that you create good things? Make me look like a good thing. By the way, the meaning of my name is good thing. So, and yeah, and he does all the time. So I believe that if we actually take him through our journey and intentionally feed our within with the right things that will make the outward self glow, you literally look beautiful. And people want to do business with beautiful people, with people that have the right heart, with people that have the right spirit. So it's also a competitive advantage.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I love that you shared, beauties from within, and
Yeah.
just really getting people to see that, you can really get anything. You can be and become who you want to be. It
Mhm.
just sounded like me, um, when you talked about praying for beauty. It's very important. Literally look beautiful, and people want to. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened at my
People
phone.
that have the right heart, people that
Okay.
have the right spirit. So
I'm
it's
so
also a
sorry, guys.
competitive
I'm so
advantage.
sorry. I'm not sure what happened,
Thank you
but
so
that
much.
shouldn't happen. Yes. So, well, we have come to the end of the show, really, and it's great to have had so many people join us today. Thank you so much for your time. And if you're trying to connect with me on social media, I did post it before. I don't know if you saw it, but I'll go back and put it here. It is Dr. Enogon Luisa Akaiso, or Luisa Akaiso is the same person. Again, you can connect with me. Thank you so much. And of course, we do have our, oh, Botswana is here. Look at that. Salolo, I'm so happy that you made it, because Hama is coming to your country, right? She's coming to your country very soon, and let's talk about that. And I'm so happy to have you here, that you made it, Sololo. Thank you so much, Christian. It's great to have you in the house. Thank you. I don't know who is the LinkedIn user. Some people, I can't see your names, and there's no photo. I'm not sure what's going on, but I appreciate your making out time to be here. Now, if you want to learn more about what we do, you can go to www.womenwhowinafrica.com. We are the host of this show, but we also have a conference that's coming up. And you can go on to the website and drop in your name and your information, and we'll be in touch with you at www.theaudacityconference.com. It's going to be an amazing time. And let me tell you that Homa is going to be at the conference having a masterclass right there in the conference. So if you've never experienced Hama before, she is amazing. She's powerful. Her learnings, she's working with a lot of great leaders all over the world, global leaders doing amazing work. And that's what she's going to be doing right there in the conference. She'll be having a fire chat session. And so you can have in depth knowledge and connections and how you can move your brand and self to the next level. We are happy to help you. So much information is going to be coming up about this conference beginning from Monday. We will share a lot more for you to know how you can get involved. But please run to the website and put in your name and register, and we'll be happy to share a lot of more contents with you. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you. We really apologize that we came in a little bit later, and I want to make sure that I let you know is we've had a time change. So if you're in Nigeria, we're not going to be coming on at 6 anymore. We're going to be coming at 5 moving forward, okay? And just kind of work your timing from there. So it's 12 p.m. Eastern time. But today we kind of, someone is saying thank you. And who is this? Okay, Osowa Ebuta. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. And LinkedIn user, please, who could this be? Could you leave your name? Because I'm not seeing your name and I would really want to just give you a shout out. Yes. So please, beginning from tomorrow's session, which we're having with Senator Lorraine Nzumalo, I hope I pronounced it right, from the Kingdom of Eswatini. We're coming on at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Please do not miss the show. It will be awesome to have you tomorrow and every other sessions that we have. And if you think that we should learn more about you, if you think that you're doing amazing work, which I want to learn about you, please drop your names in the comment box and ask me to check you out. Follow me on social media, send me a message, and please put it there, hashtag SAWUUBONAA Show, hashtag the African Women Show. Please don't just say hi because I don't usually respond to hi and hello just because we have so much to respond to. It said Aleo Balance. Is that the name of your organization, Lorna? Please let me know. Is that the name of your organization? It said Aleo Balance. I would love to have a conversation with you. Thank you, Osowo Ebuta. So I'm going to have to let you guys go. And I know that we're going to have to bring back Homer because she's about to do something that is so huge. I don't want to talk about it on the show. I don't want to blow things up until it is. Okay, awesome. Please, Lorna, could you get in touch with me on LinkedIn? Let us connect. I want to learn more about what you do. You're such an amazing lady, and I love having you on the show. So, Homer, when you're back on this
Yeah.
place, we will have you back on the show and we'll talk about it. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag to start screaming. So we'll bring you back. But I am so pleased, and let me formally say thank you to you, Hummer, for making out the time to be here. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for steering the younger generations the right way. I see what you do every single
Mm,
day, and it's just beautiful to see. I love to see how much you love God, love your
mm,
work, love yourself, honor your family. Is beautiful. And that's what the true African woman was created to do. Along the line, when Satan showed up, some of us stared away, but we're ready to go back on track. Okay. So, Hamar, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you again. And I pray that God continues to increase you and do
mm,
even more for you. And we're looking forward to seeing you when you're back. All right, ladies. So we've come to the end of the show, and the guys, thank you for showing up. Lorna says, "Thank you, Hammer, for shining your beautiful spirit." Yes, she's truly beautiful. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay.